What is bisexuality? Where did this flag come from? What is the bi umbrella? You probably have a lot of questions, and PRISM is here to help. I'm Emma, and this is Bi Plus 101. First things first, what is bisexuality? Scientifically speaking, bisexuality is a sexual orientation that is not limited to one sex or gender. This usually includes both heterosexual, different sex, and homosexual, or same-sex attraction. According to a poll conducted by Gallup in 2020, 3.1% of people identify as bisexual. That's over half of all LGBTQ+ Americans. Some of the most famous people in history were bisexual, from Malcolm X, a prominent leader of the civil rights movement, to Eleanor Roosevelt, who wrote love letters to Associated Press reporter Lorena Hancock, to Frida Kahlo, one of the most well-known painters in Mexican history. Now, what's with the plus? This week, PRISM wants to highlight the diversity of the Bi Plus community, which is often called the Bi Umbrella. This includes other specific terms that involve attraction to more than just one sex. You may have heard some of these terms before, or you might even identify with one or more of them yourself. For example, pansexual, which is the attraction to all genders. Usually, this term is used specifically to highlight the inclusion of folks outside of the gender binary, such as non-binary, gender fluid, or agender people. However, not all people agree with this definition, and not all people who identify as pansexual consider themselves a part of the bi umbrella. Everyone experiences sexual and romantic attraction differently, and these are just some of the ways that we describe that attraction. When talking about sexuality, we often refer to the Kinsey scale, which was created by Alfred Kinsey in 1948. Each number represents a part of the sexual spectrum, from 0, exclusively heterosexual, to 6, exclusively homosexual. No matter where you might fall on the scale, it doesn't make you any less bisexual. We'll talk more about biphobia and bi-erasure in a later video. What are some symbols that are used by the Bi Plus community? Some people who identify as bi use a derivative of the pink triangle, one of the first symbols of homosexuality, which were forced upon gay and lesbian individuals in Nazi concentration camps during World War II. Gay men were required to wear an inverted pink triangle, while those who were gay and Jewish had to wear an inverted pink triangle overlapping a yellow triangle. When these symbols were reclaimed by some gay men in the decades that followed, some bisexual men and women began using a variation that added a blue triangle, forming purple where the two overlap. A more common symbol of bisexuality today is the bisexual pride flag, first designed by Michael Page in 1998. It has a large magenta stripe at the top, a large blue stripe at the bottom, and a thinner lavender stripe in the middle. Page said the following when describing the meaning of the design. The pink color represents sexual attraction to the same sex only, gay and lesbian. The blue represents sexual attraction to the opposite sex only, straight, and the resultant overlap color purple represents sexual attraction to both sexes, bi. The key to understanding the symbolism of the bisexual pride flag is to know that the purple pixels of color blend unnoticeably into both the pink and blue, just as in the real world, where bi people blend unnoticeably into both the gay, lesbian, and straight communities. However you identify and whoever you're attracted to, it's important to celebrate who you are. For more resources on bisexuality, visit www.prismfl.org/bisexual. And make sure to follow us on social media to stay tuned and learn even more about the Bi Plus community.
Click here to subscribe, or click here to watch another video. And if you really want, click here to apply, because as you can see, we're looking to fill a new boom person for our camera crew. But like, seriously, click one of them, subscribe. Okay.